Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of Dearborn Fordson football. That, of course, would be Walker Zaban. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Casey?
I'm doing all right. Of course, getting ready for the season, getting to play at the big house against Brighton. Of course, it's just like Brighton. It's something that you've gotten a chance to experience a few years ago when you played Howell. What is it like to be back in Ann Arbor?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for the kids. It'll be a great experience. Obviously, playing in the big house, and even for us, it's something you usually see on TV, and you watch the Wolverines play there, and it's just exciting to be there. And then to face a program like Brighton, we'll have our hands full, and we have all the respect for Coach Lemons and his staff and his program.
For sure. Going into this game, I know we didn't get a chance to talk to you at media day. I know you had some other concerns there, but talk about just how this overall getting ready for the season, for people that may not know what to expect for the Tractors. What is it? Just some of the top players coming back for you guys.
Well, we lost quite a few from last year. We graduated a lot of seniors. We have about, I want to say, 3 or 4 kids that played quite a bit last year that will be back. One defensive end, Mohamed Trabolsi. He'll be playing both sides of the ball, but he's a terrific leader. He's a hard worker. We're looking for some good things from him. Hussein Beydoun, he's a running back, linebacker, safety, another very good kid, and hopefully can step up and lead us as well. Hassan Shnawa started at slot for us last year. Expecting some good things from him. He's a hard worker as well. So there's several guys. Another kid that played some last year is Ahmed Harp. So, there's a couple of kids that got to play, but the majority of the kids are newer kids, not newer in terms of they've been there, just haven't had inexperience, I should say.
Yeah. So going up against a team like this, what are you expect? What are some of the things to watch out for? I was at Brighton yesterday. What are some of the things that you noticed that are going to be some concerns that you might have to address?
Well, number one, I think they're a very well coached team. They do such a good job. They're disciplined. They execute. They're fundamentally sound. They execute really well. And then, I mean, they have a ton of kids back and with a ton of experience. And the quarterback, I think is elite. Personally, I think he's a heck of a quarterback. Their skilled kids are very well. They're very good, and they're solid. They're solid up front as well. I think they lost a few guys up front, but pretty much they're solid up there. And then it's history. Their program is pretty solid. So
yeah, let's take a look at the east side of the division a little bit, because I know that we're going to get right into division play right after this game. Just like the West is, the East is obviously, lots of tough teams, including the D1 state champion Belleville. You got Livonia Churchill. Franklin surprised some people last year. You guys had a good season. Dearborn, you got Livonia Stevenson, and then Westland, John Glenn, and Wayne Memorial just hired probably two of the best coaches in the state.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think the KLAA as a whole is very solid. Look at both sides of the bracket, of the league. But as far as the east side, it's a grind every day, every week. You can't, you don't take anyone for granted. Yeah, and I'm with you. I think Westland, John Glenn, and Wayne have done a great job in their hiring process, and I see those programs getting back to where they were before. So, and they were good programs. I mean, if Westland, John Glenn, Actually, in '93, we played them in the state championship. But historically, they have a very solid program. And just like Wayne, Wayne was very good when I remember back, at least when I played, and even when I started coaching, Wayne was outstanding. So from top to bottom, I think it's a very solid league, and it'll be a grind day in and day out.
Playing in another stadium, this is a home game, technically a home game for you, but obviously I think that every kid on the team would get the opportunity to play at Michigan Stadium. So what have you talked to the kids about playing there? And, obviously going in there and going in, I believe you guys have the home locker room, if I'm not mistaken. So what's it going to be like playing just there and just getting the experience and then going on and playing another game? Because it's not another game. It's just, you gotta, it's like you gotta take it all in first, and then it's like, okay, we're ready to go play now.
Well, I mean, first of all, giving up the home game is huge, but I mean, I think it's a no-brainer for the experience for the kids, regardless of what happens. It's a great experience. Some of these kids will probably never, touch a football field as far as players ever again after this season. So I think for them to have that experience was very important, and we wanted to give them that opportunity. So that's why we gave up the home game. Number two, I mean, we've talked about playing at the big house. We've played at Wayne State before, so they've been under the spotlight. We told them that they're under the spotlight, and we told them that they're going to open up the football season for the year. I think our game is the first game out of the in the whole state of Michigan. So but we also told them it's still a football game. Once you put the pads on, you get out there, you have to execute, you have to play. If you get lost in the whole atmosphere and all of that, then we're gonna be in big trouble. So you have to be able to refocus and get back at just playing the game.
I know you talked about Brighton offensively. Defensively, what do you notice about them?
Once again, I mean, they're very solid. They do a very good job. I think when we played them back in the day, like a couple of years ago, they were very solid. They're very solid. I mean, they're just and they just. I'm telling you, the one thing that I know is that they're very well coached, and they play with great fundamentals, and it seems like they implement what they are taught. So the kids do. So it's a credit to the coaches, and it's a credit to the players, and just, I know they're going to be very solid.
And remember, that was the team that went all the way to the state finals too. Was the year that you played them, I believe in 19. And that was I think that was the second loss of the regular season before the run of the playoffs. So that was a talented team as well. It's similar to that one too.
Well, and it's a tribute to once again to the coaches and to the players that they lost that last game of the year, and they refocused and were able to get back and get on the roll. And once again, that's a credit to them being able to understand, hey, next play mentality, and then they moved on, and look what happened.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, and here's the other thing. I want to just also say this, because when I noticed, there's a lot of former head coaches on that staff, and from a coaching staff perspective, having experience at that, and you've been around Fordson for a long time. What is the importance of a good coaching staff to players? What is that?
Well, number one, I think consistency. If you have a consistent staff that's with you, it builds continuity. For sure. And it helps, and everybody's on the same page, and you know each other, so it ends up. Practice goes smoothly, and you bounce off ideas off one another. So it definitely helps, and I think that's part of our struggle right now. Is we have several guys that have left for bettering their lives, to say. And then we have our offense coordinators with the Jets right now. So we don't know if he'll be back or not. So, that's part of what we're going through right now. So we kind of had to reshuffle a lot of things and I think we're starting to get there, but it is a process and like we took our defense coordinator, made him our offense coordinator and put, our linebacker coach he's the defense coordinator. So, there's a lot of juggling going on, but we'll make it work. And, it is what it is.
Last thing from me, going into this game, just what are you going to have to do to, cause it's going to be an evenly matched game. But what are you going to have to do to come out with a win on Thursday?
Well, I hope it's evenly matched. I hope we give them a battle. I expect that our kids will step up to the challenge. I just think that we have to play one play at a time, and we have to execute and play mistake-free football. And I know that's like coach speak, but that's the honest to goodness. That's the honest to goodness truth. Yeah, it is. I mean, we can't fall behind the sticks. We can't have penalties. We can't drop the ball. We can't give them second chances. For example, like if we can't jump off sides. We have to capitalize on every opportunity as possible. And you said, yeah, that's like that team that went to the state championship. They have a lot of kids back. They're, they've played together. They've been together for a while, and I think they're going to have a great year.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and good luck on Thursday against Brighton.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.